everyone. We're the Movie Busters, and
Hi.
today we are bringing you another episode and again another Star Wars one.
Yeah.
As you can see by my shirt and his shirt, we're gonna talk about the Clone Wars season 7. It came out 2 years ago, almost 2 years and a half. We're a bit late to the party with everything with going on with Disney Plus and until it came here. So it took us a little bit of time to see it, and we watched it, and we wanted to share our thoughts with you guys because
I was very curious to watch it again. We didn't see the end of it.
no, as you can see, we have all of the Blu-rays of the past seasons.
The seventh season didn't came out in the
Yeah,
Blu-ray
it didn't release on Blu-ray, so we had to wait to Disney Plus.
to watch it, and of course to watch it in 4K in Atmos, like we wish to watch it when we had the real media. So it was kind of a surprise to us, I think.
Yeah, I always knew that the Clone Wars, it was a really good show. It had some great episodes.
Great ideas, yes.
But it wasn't always the best. Like, the execution wasn't always the best, and they had some problems here and there. Not every story and every episode was really interesting. Each season has like 20 plus episodes, so it's bound to have some weaker episodes. So when this season released, it released with 12 episodes. So I was like, okay, it's a shorter season. Probably it's way more connected to each other and it has like a point that it's and a plot that it tries to expand upon and let us see how it goes. And I was pleasantly surprised. We're gonna talk about the show in 3 story arcs. There are gonna be spoilers, so if you haven't watched it, watch it and then maybe come back to see this video because it's I think it's really interesting. So the first story arc is the introduction and the Bad Batch. It's from episode 1 to 4.
I think we should split it to 1 and 4, and then 5 to 8, and then
זה הרגע מה שאמרתי.
Okay. You said it, but differently. So, the introduction of Bad Batch, I think it's a beautiful surprise. I think at last the stormtroopers have a character. Not just they look the same and act the same, and most of it they have the same name, but now they have a special.
They have traits and personality.
Yes, different personality. Everyone has a speciality in warfare. One is a Crosshair is a sniper. The Wrecker is a.
He's a big tank. He destroyed everything. And you have Tech, who's a genius in engineering and technology. And you have Hunter, who is probably the most balanced of them all because he has all of those traits.
Yes.
He's really good in close combat quarters, but he's really good with guns. And he's like I think Hunter is
and he reminds me of Stallone. I don't know why.
In Rambo, with the bandana on, the red bandana and his long hair. He is the leader of this group, and I was so surprised by it because if you watch Clone Wars through the years and watching Star Wars in general, the clones always had a side character. They weren't the main point or the main idea.
No.
They were there helping Anakin or helping Kenobi. Even in the last seasons, Commander Cody and Captain Rex had bigger roles than in the movies because in the movie you don't know who Captain Rex is, and Commander Cody is there, but they had personality in the past seasons, but not like the Batch has here.
Yeah, they have a lot of influence. The series is about them, about them. The main characters move aside to give them the stage.
Yeah, Anakin and Obi-Wan, they become the side characters of them.
They're very interested, and they make the episode something. They gave to the episode something fresh, something new, that always was missing. The personalization of the characters. Everyone, what you're laughing about?
No, I understand what you're saying, and I think
you're
it's
not
true.
laughing. You'll be serious now.
It's this story arc and them looking for Echo, and then Echo becomes part of the Bad Batch. I think what makes this story arc really good and is like you said, it's so fresh seeing it from the point of clone troopers, and they are defected. They're not regs as everybody.
Just running, shooting, and falling down.
Yeah, they have like defects in their genes and stuff like that, so they're not like regular clones.
Yeah, they are mistakes, but mistakes of course, and they make like for the Geonosis, they made them.
The Chameleons.
The Chameleons, they made something very interesting to study, because they make they are better soldiers, and the new Emperor tried to test them.
Yeah, but that's the Bad Batch series and not from the Clone Wars arc, so that becomes a different thing that we are currently watching. So it can be a little bit.
So let's talk about the.
But before we move on to the next part, what I do want to say is I love the whole planet with the Techno Unions and their different droids and how they enslaved and used the mind of Echo.
The strategy of war and always
it was really interesting.
Move the one step ahead of the
clones, because the clones are predictable.
Yeah.
They are algorithm after all.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting, and I really loved this story arc, and I was like, where would it go next? And then episode 5 to 8 happened. It's the aftermath.
The Bad Batch move aside a bit.
Yeah, they weren't there anymore in the rest of the Clone Wars season.
And we saw Ahsoka.
Ahsoka and the Martez sister.
Yeah,
and
after she left Anakin and they left the Order of the Jedi. She involved with the two sisters. They are basically lived in the
slums of Coruscant.
Yeah, trying to make a living.
Think is amazing watching it.
Yeah,
because I was.
They're trying to make a living.
You know, I was a huge fan of the gameplay that was shown years ago of Star Wars 1313.
Yeah,
and the whole idea of the slums and underground of Coruscant. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I was so happy to see the lower levels of Coruscant, even though it's not the main idea of those episodes. It was nice having it there.
So Ahsoka basically doesn't play as a Jedi.
No, she's not a Jedi in most of
Jedi.
those episodes.
She knows a lot. She helps them with a little bit
with the Force and everything,
but not as a full Jedi. Of course, they are get in trouble with the Pikes.
Well, we later down the road learn that it's the Pike Syndicate and connects to something else. But I do want to say is this story arc is weaker. It's the weakest part of this season.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's nice having Ahsoka and the aftermath of leaving the Jedi Order, and the Martez sister
it's interesting. It's well played. It's everything is very. But I cannot say something missing. But compared to the Bad Batch,
compared to the Bad Batch and what
will
the
come in the end,
it's
the weakest.
It's definitely the weakest part. I understand why it was there, because it builds character to Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And it connects to the later part of the series.
Give her a real role to play.
Yeah, but I think I still think that it was a weaker part. There were moments, there's weaker moments. It had some interesting ideas with everything with the spice and how they got in trouble with the syndicate. So that was a nice part, but I think.
And also I like the part that behind the syndicate, who's standing.
Yeah, and then it
connects everything.
That connects this story arc to the next one.
We're not going to do a spoiler, right? And tell
Who
is it? But
well,
maybe I'll give some clue.
No,
it's connected to what you're wearing.
Well, we did say there will be spoilers, because you can't speak about. You technically can't speak about this season without giving any spoilers. So yeah, this arc was okay. Definitely compared to the other ones, it was the weakest link. But then at the last 10 minutes of those episodes, it is interesting. But I mean, it's okay. It's not amazing or anything.
I don't know. Think about the old stories. I think it's good. It's not good as the Bad Batch, but it's very good.
It was nice. I mean, we don't have to agree on everything. That's the best part of having two thoughts.
In the beginning, it's a little bit.
It drags a bit until they go to the syndicate and be in their prison and everything. That's when the story arc really picks up, and then it reveals that the person behind the syndicate is Maul.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Darth anymore because he's not a Sith.
Yeah, it's Maul, and Maul at last
Had his revenge.
play a real role, not just fighting. Think about it.
Yeah.
The fighting, it's not the big issue with him.
Before we're talking about the fight, as you probably know, I think that's the greatness of Star Wars. Episode 9 begins, and I think it begins and it just draws you in. The last story arc, the Siege of Mandalore.
Wait a second, we're talking about 9 to 12 now?
9 to 12.
Okay.
And I want to say, I had every emotion possible to a human being watching those episodes.
Wait a
From
minute.
the very beginning.
Yeah, the start.
The start. תפסיק! עם היד! You don't see Lucasfilm Productions
No,
as
no.
usual. You see Lucasfilm Limited with an
red.
earlier font
Yeah.
with the green that had on the older Star Wars, and it doesn't start with the Clone Wars as usual. It's Star Wars, the Clone Wars in bright red,
Yeah.
and you know you're in for something different just from the moments the credits starts to roll. And boy, I gotta tell you guys and girls, it's the best piece of Star Wars media I've seen in the last 15 years. It was just
A lot of
pure-
emotion. A lot of emotion. I think it's begin with the Execute Order 66.
Wait, it doesn't begin with it, but it begins. I like the idea of it starting and
It's
you-
begin to understand what is the Order 66, how it actually made, and how it's connect to the Bad Batch, because they cannot operate by it because they have they are different. Not all of them, but most of them not act. They didn't shoot or kill Jedi or Jedi apprentice. So I think it's very emotion. There is the scene over there. They are shooting the Jedi, and one of the the apprentice, the small one that
זה
ran away.
Bad Batch, אבל זה
לא,
לא
זה
זה
Bad Batch.
לא Clone Wars.
בסדר, לא חשוב. תוריד את זה. זה היה טוב שם, אבל...
כן, אבל אתה מתבלבל כל
מה אני אעשה? זה המון סדרות.
מה הקשר? אבל עכשיו זה עם דארט מול וזה, אתה...
יאללה, בסדר, תמשיך.
So as I've said, it connects to Revenge of the Sith. You know, Ahsoka needs help with Bo-Katan to go to Mandalore and help the Mandalorians against Darth Maul. Maul is not Darth anymore. And Ahsoka goes to Obi-Wan and Anakin and they grant her an army, and then that's when you really start to feel the tension and the build-up. Obi-Wan and Anakin and the whole Republic army can't help her because they need to go to Coruscant because General Grievous has a siege and captured Chancellor Palpatine. And then you start to understand, okay, that's Revenge of the Sith. That's the movie. It coexists with the movie. It's like the same timeline. So they give Ahsoka half of the 501st Legion, and they have like an orange painting of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Really emotional moment, and Anakin gives her her lightsabers back.
You know the red things on the helmets and everything. It reminds me of Dune. The warrior in Dune. They guard. You know what I mean?
No.
They put a red blood on the personal guard to save. You don't remember it?
No.
So it's a 1984 version.
I have no recollection of what you're saying.
Okay, I will explain to you. He have the personal guard. What is his name? I forgot his name.
Me?
No.
Gurney?
לא גרני, לא.
Atreides?
Paul. Okay. When Paul start to be the one, okay, they have 12 they take them to the desert and they drink the water of life. You have
Okay.
guards, okay? The guard will save him and guard his life, and they are
Oh, Stilgar and the Fremen?
not still guard. You don't remember the
No.
It's the 84 version. Okay.
I haven't seen it much.
Okay, I'll watch again and you understand what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, continue with the point of the
Yeah.
video.
Continue.
Ah.
You know what is interesting? That Maul stop laughing.
Just say.
Okay. Maul tried to get Ahsoka with him because he also betrayed.
Yes, we jumped a little bit through the episode.
Okay.
We're not gonna tell you about the whole episode because it's not the point of
spoil
the video.
everything.
But yes, as you've said, Maul starts to. What I like about Maul in these episodes, even better than when he was in the movies,
Yeah.
he's not just
like this, yes.
he's not just a cool bad guy. He doesn't want to fight all the time.
No.
He has a role, and he has so much wisdom here, and he understands something is going on. He starts to understand the plot of destroying the Jedi and everything, and he tells Ahsoka, you know what? I'm gonna give you a chance not to fight. Come with me. We can defeat Darth Sidious, the one who's behind everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting and it's different. That's what I love when I see Star Wars, is I like to experience new stuff. Even though I love Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, I love to experience something that wasn't there before. I love to see everything happens, everything that is happening and has happened. I don't want to see it another time. I don't want to see the good guys fight the bad guys just because they are the good and they are the bad. I want a story behind it. And that's exactly what the last couple of episodes of this entire arc had with this show. And I think it was done beautifully.
I liked it a lot, and I'm very impressed by the story and by the execution of the everything. The color was amazing. The sound was very strong and got a lot of influence on me, and that's the way I like how they made it. It's beautifully made and it's a great one. What
Yeah.
can we say?
I want to say one more thing, and you might agree with me, you might not agree with me. I think Dave Filoni is the future of Star Wars.
Completely.
He
He
understands.
should not live by any chance
No.
because he would ruin everything.
If he wants more money, give it to him.
Yeah. He
Because
is the spirit of Lucas.
because we've seen, well, we're just watching the Bad Batch, but we have technically seen all of the Star Wars shows that Disney Plus produced, and we watched all of the movies that came out. And I've gotta say, everything that is touched or just connected
Everything is involved.
with Dave Filoni,
Yeah.
either is executive producer or a writer or a creator.
Or everything into
Or
the-
everything
Yeah.
like in the Clone Wars or in or the Bad Batch. When he's involved with the project, it becomes better in every single way.
Yeah.
He is
getting better every
the protege
every
of
project.
George Lucas, and he embodies Star Wars just like Lucas did.
Yeah.
He understands it perfectly, and I do hope that if anyone from Disney or Lucasfilm, I don't know from where, gets a chance to see this video, I hope they understand it by themselves and don't need this video. They need to understand something.
If someone
Just
with
some-
Disney watch it, maybe you should give us something, you know.
Yeah, they
to
need to give
pre-watch.
us on a.
Pre-watch, just to watch before everyone.
Yeah, just give us a previews and let
Yeah.
us watch a week earlier.
That's it. We don't want much.
But what I want to say is, we've seen everything, whether it's connected to Filoni or whether it's not, and it's hard. It's difficult to me to say it after watching The Mandalorian and Clone Wars and everything that wasn't connected to Filoni. After watching everything that was connected with Filoni, just falls flat.
Yeah.
The sequel trilogy is, it's okay, the movies. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series was terrible. The more I think of it, the more I'm disappointed with
What
it.
about the new series is going to the Endor?
Endo
Filoni
looks
is,
interesting. No,
involved?
he's not involved.
Let's hope it's.
But it looks interesting.
Yeah.
It has a really great premise. We watched the preview
Yeah.
yesterday. It looked really good, and I do hope it's good, and I do hope that someone else understands Star Wars just like Filoni. So, if you had to rate the season 7 of the Clone Wars, what do you
10.
say about it? 10.
Dead completely. I can watch it again.
I remember we talked about it, and when we finished
I don't
watching
think
those episodes,
anything could be more good than what I watch.
I think
In this version of Star Wars.
I think what
I hope it continued in this spirit.
yes, like the Bad Batch is continuing
Yeah.
again.
The Bad Batch is
It's really good,
for sure continue this road.
and I do hope that one day when Disney decides
They're
they
not
want,
such a bad batch. That they're more like a good batch.
yeah, but I mean it's probably bad because of their
Yeah,
weirdness.
behave. Yes.
So I do. I remember telling you the Siege of Mandalore arc is definitely could be a Star Wars movie. If you watch like Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and then you can watch those 4 episodes, and then Revenge of the Sith. It's just so good that it's better than most of the movies that even came out. The last 4 episodes, and I'm not joking, guys. And I do love every single movie. Well, whether it's prequel or original trilogy, the sequels were something else, but a great movie, a great show, brilliant finale. I think it's the
Yeah.
best finale I've ever seen to any show in existence.
Let's call it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. We are the Movie Busters, and as always, until next
Watch
time.
it.